What up, what up? This Ace OG, back into the top, back into the video. So the title of this video is going to be why Gen Zers can't secure a high-paying job or can't get a high-paying job. So admin notes, thanks again to all subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the video out, give you leverage, the better yourselves. So I'm not in DC right now, I'm actually in Alexandria, Virginia. I'm going to an IT class. I'm actually getting my CYSA Plus certification. It's from CompTIA. Go ahead and research it, look it up if you don't know what it is. But my job was able to have some extra training funding for their individuals, for the employees. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of this and start getting some training and get as many certs as possible. My job's gonna pay for it. I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of it, right? But unfortunately, I'm not going to be in DC this whole week, and because of how late I'm going to be in class, I doubt I'm going to be able to be outside anytime this week to work out. So that kind of sucks. But when I was in class today, going over some of these topics, and learning some things, bettering myself. That always on this channel state that I want to, encourage folks to better themselves, right? And once I got to lunch and I actually started, walking towards this little courtyard to get some lunch, I'm like, like Gen Zers, for the most part, from what I've seen on social media and on other platforms, even talking to Gen Zers, it's not necessarily that I'm going to say that Gen Zers are lazy by nature. I think that a lot of Gen Zers are in a way different space than what baby boomers and Gen Xers are. And it's like the conventional 9-to-5 is not appealing to a lot of Gen Zers. So they really don't want to put the work in to even, build a skill set to get a 9-to-5 job. They want to automatically have an entrepreneur job, or they want to be able to do just some ways of making money on their own, semi-entrepreneurship type stuff, maybe creating their own business, or doing driving apps and all these other things, right? They don't want to sit in the office and do a conventional 9-to-5 job. But the problem with that is that a lot of 9-to-5 jobs in this day and age are sometimes, and for the most part, is the only path you're going to be able to take to get a high-paying salary, outside of building a business and actually scaling a business to eventually get a high-paying salary to pay yourself. But let's face it, y'all, and I said this in a previous video as well. Most folks that actually get into entrepreneurship fail, or they get into a situation where they may have created a business or actually are working for themselves, not necessarily creating an actual business, but like I said, doing apps and they're just doing side hustles, and they never get to a certain space in their life where they're actually making a lot of money, because it's hard. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. And a lot of times when you first start out being an entrepreneur, you have to use the money you're making to push back into the business to scale it. Because if you're making money from that job, or not from that job, if you're making money from that entrepreneurship position you're having right now, and you're paying yourself, then how you just sustaining the business as a whole? A lot of folks have to filter the money back into the business. They're not spending any money on themselves. They make money and then they filter the money back into the business to scale it, and then eventually they're able to pay themselves from the business. But when you first start off, you're not making a lot of money, y'all. And if you're a person that's Gen Z right now that want to make it on your own outside of your parents' house, for the most part right now, I'm just telling you, the conventional path and the most reliable path you're gonna be able to take is getting a 9-to-5 job. And you want to get the best high-paying job possible you can to fund yourself to get out of your parents' house. Then from that point, you can start doing things you want to do. Now, like I said, I work in DC, and DC, Northern Virginia, and the southern part of Maryland is, I want to say somebody's called it one time, it's called the government complex, military complex or something, right? But basically what I'm saying is that there are a lot of military installations around here, and there's a lot of government offices and agencies around here, which are high paying. Like me being in Alexandria right now, I'm looking around and I'm telling you, outside of the leaves that are falling off the trees, like this is like a very clean area. Like there's hardly a lot of folks walking around here. There's a lot of businesses around here. I mean, it's just a really, really nice looking area. It really is, right? But these folks around here, I can almost guarantee you, most of the folks that work in this area right now are probably making 6 figures. The guy that's actually teaching my class right now, I can guarantee you he's making 6 figures. Off top, just from the company that he's working for and what he's teaching, it's automatically 6 figures. And not the low end, the high end, right? So, you know, my suggestion to Gen Zers is not necessarily go to college, but get a trade or find some job that you know that eventually can scale to get you a high paying position. When it comes to working for the government, a lot of times when you work for the government, you have to have some type of clearance, right? I know the first 4 or 5 years that I was out of the Army, I did government contracting. And a lot of contracts I was on required some type of clearance level, right? And depending on what kind of clearance level I needed, gave me more money. It actually paid me, it paid out more money because you know, there was a lot of positions out there that, you know, that people were not qualified for. You know, maybe they failed the background check. Maybe they, you know, did drugs, or they had some type of domestic violence charge, or they stole a car or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many small things that people think that are considered small to a certain degree, but in the grand scheme of things, you're trying to work for the government, they're big, and they can disqualify you from getting these type of jobs. And I've seen a lot of Gen Zers out there that are wilding out, crashing out. They're doing a whole bunch of things they don't supposed to be doing, right? And what you're doing is you're messing your future up when it comes to getting a high-paying 9-to-5 job, because background checks are big, right? If you get any type of job that requires a background check, you best believe that a lot of times these jobs are not going to be low-paying. They're going to be high-paying, or at the very least, you can get to a what they call a journeyman level, or a novice level, or an entry level position, and just the fact that you had to have a background check for that job, eventually you stay on that job long enough, you will start getting a high pay. That's just nature of the beast. Because if you're working a job that requires a background check, that means that you have to be trustworthy. And unfortunately, a lot of folks in America are not trustworthy because they have records. I'm telling you, Gen Zers, anybody that's a Gen Zer right now, if you have a criminal record right now, I would suggest you at the very least stop doing criminal activity, or try to get some stuff expunged, because I'm telling you, you're going to mess your future up by doing a whole bunch of things you're supposed to be doing. And I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this day and age with social media is kind of crazy right now. The pandemic has folks in a mental state that is not conducive to, you know, to working 9-to-5 jobs. You know, I'm pretty sure the mental health medical field is saturated with a lot of folks that need mental health. You know, they basically need to see psychiatrists or psychologists and be on medication because of the pandemic and some other things that happen when it comes to social media. So I totally get that. But this is the reason why I'm explaining why, you know, a lot of Gen Zers can't get high-paying jobs, because a lot of Gen Zers are disqualifying themselves by doing a whole bunch of stuff they're not supposed to be doing. And I'm telling you, one of the easiest paths for you to get a high-paying job is work for the government. That's one of the easiest, because I'm telling you, once you get a clearance, like, I mean, if somebody explained it to me one time, and I'll never forget it. The guy said that the clearance itself doesn't pay you a lot of money. What happens is the clearance opens doors for you to get to a job that pays you a lot of money, if that makes any sense, right? So the clearance itself doesn't pay you the money, but it opens doors for you to get to a position to where you're getting paid a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, you have to actually like pursue a government job to get, you know, to get a lot of money. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that's one of the paths you can take. And also, you can, like I said, you can do entrepreneurship and start actually creating a business, building a business, scaling a business, and get to a point where you're actually paying yourself a lot of money because you scaled the business. But that's not easy, y'all. That's not easy. Unless, I don't know. Social media has really got folks in a space right now where they really believe that, you know, going out there and working for yourself is an easy thing, and I'm going to just blow up overnight. These folks are unicorns that do stuff like this. Like folks that have got on, that have been, you know, that blow up on YouTube, blow up on TikTok, get these endorsements, all these other things. These are unicorns. This is not normal, y'all. And I think a lot of Gen Zers are living in a fantasy world to where they think that they can just get on social media and then hope and pray they're going to blow up. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen for you. You got to put work in, y'all. I'm not saying for you to go to college. I'm not saying for you to, to go and do a certain trade. Trade jobs are paying a lot of money now. I will say that. I'm just saying, like, there's multiple paths for you to take. But one of the main reasons why Gen Zers can't get high-paying jobs because of criminal records, because of things you've done in the past, early in life, that's going to disqualify you for certain things. Let's say actually you actually create a business and you secure a government contract. Basically, you're a business and you contract out with, let's say, Department of Justice, and you're going to provide them toilet paper. Something simple. This is real talk, y'all. You got small businesses right now that actually are getting paid millions of dollars to provide toilet paper to a government facility. Toilet paper, y'all. Y'all think I'm lying? I promise you. But the thing is that, you know, if you got a criminal record, you may not be able to get into the facility to even secure the contract. See how that works? There's a lot of things that you can do in your past, in your early part of your life, that can disqualify you to be successful later on in life. So, look, this is just a video to bring awareness to, you know, to why Gen Zers can't get high-paying jobs. If you're doing criminal activity right now, please stop doing it. You know, try to get on the right path. Try to get on the straight path when it comes to doing a lot of things in your life. Because one thing I will say is that when you're on a negative path, it doesn't pay off in the long run. You know, there's a means to an end, but it's a dead end a lot of times. It doesn't work out a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. Be true to yourself, obviously, you know, but at the very least, try to put yourself in a position to where you're doing a lot of positive things for yourself. And I promise you, if you put yourself in position, if you put yourself in that type of position, then you're going to be able to navigate life a lot better. I don't want to see a lot of Gen Zers out here staying with their parents until they're 30, 40 years old because they messed their life up early in life because they did something crazy. So that's one of the main reasons why Gen Zers can't get high-paying jobs. But there is hope, and the time is now. If you watch this video right now, you can start today. You can tell yourself today that I'm gonna do better. I'm going to stay focused in school. I'm going to try to get a trade. You know, do something positive. Stop being negative. The mental health portion, seek out some help. Talk to somebody, right? Because at the end of the day, your generation is the generation going to be taking care of me and generations that were before me. So, and I want Gen Zers to be in the best position possible because I endeavor to keep pushing the video out. You leverage, you better yourselves. So you want me to discuss the topic or so you think it benefits to the channel, email me at findingfitnessfolk@gmail.com. My email address is in the description below. This is OG, signing out. I'm gone.